So, Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone. This is Taba Manwala, and I'm a student at Rehan School Online Academy. So, as you know, that on the daily basis we will do interviews, and when we will do interviews, so we have a very special guest in our studio. So today I have a very special guest in my studio, and she is Miss Suzie Milkowich, and she's a retired oncology and retired hospice nurse, and she is also an entrepreneur and have held many different positions. She have been on the board of the directors of non-profit organizations related to health and healing, and she have massage and official release therapy business. So let's start this interview without wasting any time. So first of all, we will start this interview with meet and greet session with Miss Susie Milkowitz. So first of all, hello, ma'am. How are you today?
I'm very, very wonderful. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so very much for giving me your precious time, and it's a pleasure to having you in my studio. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, let's start this interview. I can introduce yourself before, but now it's your turn to introduce yourself briefly.
Okay, well, I am Suzie Milkowich. I am from the United States of America. I currently reside in Arizona, and it's very hot here. So the climate is very similar to Pakistan in terms of hot heat. I am a medically retired registered nurse. I worked in oncology, Fox Chase Cancer Center as a brand new nurse, and I learned a lot about, so I learned a lot about illness, but I was curious about health. So then I started studying natural healing methods. And that took me into massage and all kinds of natural healing techniques.
Okay, ma'am, that's great, wonderful. So let's start our question answer session. So yeah, my first question with you is that like you are a nurse. So what inspired you to become a nurse?
Well, I like to help people, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do as a profession. And by the time I was 20, I was an orphan. So there was no one of education in my family that said, "Hey, you should go to school and get smart and have become something." So I wanted to be documentary film. That's what I wanted to do. But God had other plans for me, and I started at the bottom, nurse's aide. Then I went to LPN, licensed practical nurse, and then I went on to be a registered nurse.
Okay, ma'am, that's great. So where did you receive your nursing education?
I received my nursing education in Pennsylvania. I initially went to a community college, or a a vocational technical school, where I got my nurse's aide and then my licensed practical nurse. And that is licensed practical nurse and nurse's aide is underneath the RN. The RN is then responsible. So it was a small community college in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Okay, ma'am, that's great. And like how many years did you work in oncology nursing?
Well, off and on, I would work. I like excitement and I like change. So I worked 3 years at Fox Chase Cancer Center, and then I went into home infusion where I would drive. I had a company car and a bag phone. This was before cell phones, and I would drive to people's houses, and so I have a very varied background because I get bored easily and I like to learn new things. So in many of my positions, uh, 5 years was the longest I ever stayed at one company.
Okay, ma'am. So like how many years did you work in hospice nursing?
Well, hospice, I've been doing hospice and mostly private duty in the past. I have not done any recent nursing work, um, but I would say a total of my nursing career is in excess of 35 years. that I've been actively learning and doing nursing. A nurse works every day. There's always something people will ask. Oh, what do I do for this? What do I do for this? Oh, I got this growing here. So once you're a nurse, you're always a nurse and you're always on call. You're always working, even if you're not making any of this.
Okay, ma'am. So, what was the most challenging part of being an oncology nurse?
Fear, fear. I was afraid that if I made a mistake, I would kill somebody. And I was 27 when I became a registered nurse and had a lot of responsibility. So it wasn't just me taking care of my patients. I had to make sure that the other nurses underneath me were doing their job as well. So it was challenging because I was scared. I was responsible for your life, and there were so many things that I didn't know or felt like I didn't know. My self confidence was not really great. But luckily, the first job that I had at Fox Chase, they had a 10-week orientation program where a senior oncology nurse would watch over me and make sure that I was doing everything correctly until I could build my confidence up.
Okay, ma'am. So, what was the most rewarding experience you had as hospice nurse?
Oh, I would have to say taking one of my patients for a ride on my Harley Davidson motorcycle. She was literally dying and was in a nursing home, and I had bought a brand new motorcycle, and she said, "Susan, I want to go for a ride." She had been a former Marine and had the Marine haircut. She was a tough lady. And when I went to take her for a ride on the motorcycle, the social work team said, "Susie, do not take her off the campus." It was a big campus of many, many buildings. And when this Pete got on the back of my motorcycle at age 58, excuse me, at age 85, she said, "Come on, Susan, let's go." What was I going to do? So off the campus I went. We just took a long ride. So that was probably one of the rewarding things that I could make this wish come true for this woman before she passed.
That's great and wonderful, ma'am. Now, I will move to next question, and my next question is that, how did you transition from nursing to entrepreneurship?
Okay, well, I've always had I would say a pretty brilliant mind. I was always looking for ways to make money. As even as a kid, I would be shoveling snow, and I wouldn't just shovel my payments. I would shovel the whole block, both sides of the street. So, um, so how did I get from nursing? Well, I've always been interested in helping other people. And if you want to get ahead in life, you need to be your own boss. It's nice when you work for someone else, but you work 10 times harder when you work for yourself, but then you're independent. So I just knew that, let's see, the last company that I held was called Let's Go Bags. And we were taking discarded items of clothing that would end up in a landfill, and we were turning them into designer blue jean purses and water and wine tote bags. And we were helping humanity not only by giving someone a job, but also then helping the environment by eliminating clothing waste.
Okay, ma'am. So, let's move to some entrepreneurship journey. So, what motivated you to start your own business?
Well, I uh, just because I like to be independent and I like to be in charge. I like to delegate. Um, and so it just made sense for me to be my own boss, since sometimes I couldn't follow the rules in the nursing world, or so it was just easier for me to work for myself. And I've held positions of my own. I started, let's see, I think my first massage business was in 1991. I think 1991, I started doing shiatsu, which is a form of acupressure massage. It's done fully clothed. And just from there, I didn't know about business though. I could start a business, but I wasn't very smart because I didn't have the education. So my businesses didn't do well, they did well when I was invested in it, but then if I had another idea or decided to travel, then I would close the business and travel. So,
Okay, ma'am. That's wonderful. Okay, like which of your therapy business did you start first?
which business did I start first?
Yeah.
Selling Girl Scout cookies as a little girl. As a Girl Scout, which is a club for girls. Um, I probably that was probably my first job, going door to door selling cookies.
Okay, so what's the first profit you had from your first business?
Say that again. Repeat that question, please.
Okay, I'm saying that like what's the first profit that you had from your first business?
The first profit.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say that was probably profit was probably in 1999 when I started billing car insurance accident victims I would see, and also people that were injured at work. So I had to do a lot of paperwork in order to get paid by the insurance company, but I was making a lot of money, and but it was stressful paperwork. I in the past I wasn't real responsible in doing my in doing wanting to do paperwork. But as a business owner, when you're employed by yourself and it comes with a lot of responsibility. So I was making decent money. Yeah, decent money. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So how did your nursing background influence your approach to running your business?
Well, I went and got educated in 2017 as I was starting the Let's Go Bags business. It started off just as an idea, and normal people, business people who've had education would do a business plan and do a lot of research. Whereas me, I wasn't business minded at that time. So I knew that if I went to college, if I went back to college at age 56, I guess it was when I went back to school, um, I went into innovation engineering. And then from there, they groomed me and I competed on television for $25,000. And then I was selected to be a part of the Top Gun program, which is a statewide program in Maine to get young entrepreneurs or old young entrepreneurs and give them the tools that they need in order to be successful. But then COVID happened, and I had two seamstresses and also a marketing manager who he was a wizard. And my seamstresses were all wonderful, but I had to let them go. I could not afford. We weren't yet making money. It was all still in the beginning phases. So unfortunately, that business folded up. But there's always my mind's always going. So yeah,
Okay, ma'am. So what was the biggest challenge you faced in starting your own business?
money, capital. Um, I did have some, because I didn't know what I was doing and didn't make a business plan and then go to the bank and ask for a loan. I used credit cards, which is not smart. So don't do what I did. Do it the right way. Stay in school, get all the education you can, and learn about business. Learn about running a business, because business is not only used in business; it's used in personal relationships as well.
Okay, ma'am. So, can you tell me that what is shiatsu and what is it?
Okay, shiatsu is an Asian therapy, and it has to do with your energy meridians. We are all energy. We like to think we're just skin and bones, but when we dissolve, it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever taken a balloon and rubbed a balloon against your hair, blow up a balloon, rub a balloon against your hair, and it will stick to the wall. The balloon will magically stick to the wall because of the electrical current. Um, so we're all energy. So through Chinese medicine, we have energy centers, and we have chakras, and we also have energy meridians. So using acupressure, I can take away your headache. Wait, where's my thing here? I can take away your headache by pressing this point here. Okay, I can just do a lot of balancing of your pelvis and relieving pain, and just by the human touch. So many of us are so neglected of human touch. And shiatsu, when I first started off, you could do it fully clothed. I could do it anywhere. I could do it in a grocery store. If you're sitting down, I could do some acupressure, get rid of your tension, bring your shoulders down. um, yeah, there's many techniques that I'm going to, in the near future, I hope to have an online business where I can teach these basic tools to you, so you don't have to just take a Tylenol when you have a headache.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, why did you choose shiatsu as one of your services?
Well, I was injured in a car accident, and I had a chiropractor who works on your bones and your spine. And I went to see the chiropractor, and he had a massage therapist working for him. And so she did shiatsu on me because I was so tight from the accident, whiplash. And so she used her acupressure techniques. And of course, when I got relief from that, I was like, what is this? And there just happened to be a school really close to where I lived, and I got on the phone right away. Hey, and then that weekend they were having an introductory session, and I showed up, and then I enrolled right away.
Okay, ma'am. So, can you tell me some benefits of shiatsu? Like, what are some benefits of shiatsu therapy?
Okay, benefits of shiatsu or any kind of body work is going to be relaxation, elimination of pain, reduction of depression, um, increased metabolism. Uh, um, just to get rid of, there's so many people in pain, and to be able to get somebody out of pain using just my fingers or my elbows or sometimes my knees or my feet. um, so there are so many benefits, too many to mention.
Okay, ma'am. So, let's talk on some board of directors experience. So, like, first of all, can you tell me that which non-profit organization have you been involved with?
Oh, nonprofits. Um, well, I was on the board of directors of a arts. Uh, it was called not Stonehenge, not like the Stonehenge where all the rocks are, but it was a garden of arts, and I went there as an educator to be able to not only do body work and shiatsu, but to be able to educate other people, because I don't want to see the same person week after week after week. I want to teach you how to take care of yourself so I can play more.
Okay, ma'am. So, what role did you hold on the board of directors?
Oh, I was just in charge of fundraising, and was able to put together a concert where we were able to raise quite a bit of funds. And I had seven musicians, seven groups donate their services. and I'm not afraid to ask people for help or to donate money or to donate services. So we had a really nice time. Pepsi Cola came, and not that I'm an advocate of Pepsi. I don't think that's no good, but yeah. So I was in charge of trying to build this garden of art so that other people could benefit, and it was a gorgeous space. So um, I was there for 2 years, and ran into a lot of opposition because sometimes when you bring somebody new in, the old or people that have been in the organization for a long time didn't want a lot of change. So I then stepped down from my position when I was hitting a wall. It was like, well, this is how we got to do things. If you want to make money, you've got to do certain things, but they weren't interested. So I took my talents elsewhere.
Okay, ma'am. Did you work on any fundraising efforts for the non-profits?
Did I work on what?
Did you work on any fundraising efforts for the non-profits?
Yes, yes. I had the big concert. And I can't tell you today what money I raised, but we held a big concert, a community concert, where the townspeople all came, and even people camped out. It was a big deal, and I'm very proud of being able to do that single handedly, being able to pull that off, and yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So let's talk on health and healing perspective. So yeah, how do you define health and healing in your own words?
Well, health is the absence of dis-ease. Not, I take those words apart. Dis-ease, and health is priceless. People strive and go after money, 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 money. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, you've got nothing. If you don't have your health. And now, as a nurse, I didn't always take care of myself. Okay. Sometimes I would, sometimes I wouldn't. I'd eat healthy for a year or two, and then I'd eat stuff you shouldn't eat that would make you sick. So, by my own not honoring my body and helping everybody else and not helping myself, I created a disharmony and disease within my body, and ended up with open heart surgery, two hip replacements, a knee replacement, kidney surgery, all in the last 3 years, because my body finally said, enough, Suzie Milkowich. You need to take care of yourself because you're getting old. And if you don't take care of yourself now, you're gonna be real sad. You're gonna be real sad.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so now I'll tell you that how do shiatsu, massage, and myofascial release contribute to healing?
Well, they help to balance. Hang on. They help to balance the system and the energetic system and the emotional system. So many of us are starved for attention and starved for human touch, especially since COVID. People are afraid of one another. And so uh, what it does is it makes you feel good. um, my specialty now, I have gone from just doing shiatsu to doing other techniques such as the myofascial release therapy. Now, fascia, what is fascia? Fascia is covering over all of our muscles, our muscle fibers. We like to think, okay, this is my bicep, right? This is my bicep. But it's not just the bicep, it's completely covered in fascia. And there's a big bird here. And so when the fascia, if you fall, let's say the first cut, when you're disconnected, when you're born and they cut you, I apologize for the noise in the background. So fascia, uh, when the first cut, there's a song, the first cut is the deepest. When we're disconnected from our mother through the umbilical cord, what happens is the fascia then over time starts to twist and turn. Then you fall off your bicycle, you fall out of a tree, you run into something as a little kid, and the next thing you know, you're walking funny, or your sneakers are wearing funny. Why are my sneakers wearing funny? Oh, it's because my pelvis is imbalanced. So if someone comes to me and says they have knee pain, I'm not just looking at their knee, I'm looking at their shoes, and then I'm looking at their pelvis. So the techniques, all the techniques that I've learned in combination help to balance that problem and relieve pain. Whereas surgeons want to cut, doctors want to give medical doctors want to give you medicine. What I want to do is do things naturally and help you with education so you can live a healthy life.
Okay, ma'am. So, how did you maintain your own well-being while working in such emotionally demanding fields?
Well, I didn't do such a good job or I wouldn't have had that massive heart attack. so, um, but some of the things when I was following my own advice, was eating healthy. I wasn't eating, I was not consuming bread or sugar. I was eating natural sugar like fruits and vegetables. But I stayed away from processed things. I didn't drink soda. I didn't eat candy. I didn't eat donuts. But then there were times when I ate a lot of donuts and I was very unhealthy. I was fat. I was 243 pounds. I don't know what that is in terms of kilograms, but I know that everything that happened to me was direct correlation between my diet, my prayer life, my exercise routine, and my stress level.
Okay, ma'am. So, this is my second last question with you. That, like, do you have any goals or projects you still want to pursue?
Yes, I hope to have take life enhancing pathways and use it as an online platform or in person platform where I can provide peer counseling, motivation, teach a host of 100 things that I know uh, in terms of natural healing. And I hope to keep it on a subscription basis, very affordable, because I know that things are very rough everywhere. And uh, I'll work with a sliding scale. So if you've got a 10 rupees and that's all you can afford, or 1 rupee, uh, but hopefully we'll get more rupees or what have you, or US dollars. So, but the goal isn't to be super wealthy. But if that happens, I'm only going to give the money away anyway. So just want to invest in people, not so much in stocks and bonds, but in humans. Let's invest in humans while we still have a chance to maybe recover from this world that we've messed up.
Okay, ma'am. So, it's my last question. Like, what advice would you give to you, the younger self, at the start of your career?
My younger self, I would say keep doing what you're doing, keep loving yourself, keep surrounding yourself with good people that are going to lift you up and not people who are going to put you down. So I would say stay in school. If you encounter a bully or someone who is not making you feel warm and fuzzy inside, go the other way. Go the other way. Don't even confront, because it's not worth arguing, not worth stress. But just surround yourself with educated people, like you're doing. You're doing it already. So,
Okay, ma'am. This is an advice and any message that you want to give to our audience who are watching this interview.
yes, I want to thank you also for your courage in asking me for an interview. I also want to share that there are many students that are reaching out to me, and some are kind of pressuring me to give them an interview, and they're young, and I understand that. But when I have time, I give it. When I don't have time, don't pressure me, because I will block you. And I had to block someone because they were just annoying, if I can say that. But yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so very much for your time, and it's a pleasure to having you in the studio. And I like this interview very much. I enjoy this interview very much. Maybe you will enjoy this interview very much as like me. Do you enjoy this interview?
I did. You did a fabulous job. I was able to hear just your English is very good. I was able, hang on, that truck's going by again. You have great eye contact. You did not interrupt my speech or my answers, and I just think you're going to do really well in life. And I commend you for being a student of is it Raymond?
No,
The
it's Rehan School.
Rahan School. Yes, he's doing amazing things for all the youth, and I congratulate him for having the vision and for doing what he's doing to help just elevate Pakistan and all the people in it. So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job, and I'm real proud of you.
Thank you so very much, Miss Susie Milkowich, that you will give me interview. Thanks for your time, and thanks to the audience who are watching this interview after the recording session. So thank you so very much again, and inshallah we will meet in the next episode of Inspiring Minds with another guest. Take care of yourself, and Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.
All right, bye bye. See ya.